in this parallel story, we see similarity. What is the similarity? The similarity is the father has power, has ego, has that sense of wanting to lord it over material nature, wants respect from the son, and that's one aspect of the personality, which is Hiranyakashipu and Surya. They are similar in that way. They are powerful, they are in authority, they want respect. And what is common with Prahlad and Shani? Prahlad Maharaj was superior to Hiranyakashipu in knowledge. He was superior in his divine qualities. Similar, Shani was superior to Surya in his strength. Like, there is no other planet which can make sun so weak like Saturn. So whenever in a birth chart, Saturn and sun are together, we say, ooh, ooh, ooh. But actually it means humility. It means realistic. And that person cannot become too proud. That person will always remain humble, because when Surya and Shani are together present, Surya cannot just show off too much. So we cannot be too much show off people if they're together. So similarly here, Hiranyakashipu is not able to show off. He's not able to feel his sense of superiority. So then he becomes violent. So Narad Muni is explaining to Yudhishthir Maharaj, because Yudhishthir Maharaj is very shocked. It's like, how can a father be violent towards his son? So then Narad Muni explains. So that's this chapter, Prahlad's devotion to Vishnu and Hiranyakashipu's response. So here we see, this is an overview of the chapter from Bhagavata Subodhini. Prahlad's education under Shukracharya's sons. So basically, the demons accepted Shukracharya as their priest. Let me call it that. Yeah. At any point in the discussion, if you have a question, then we can take it up. But just like a very quick overview of the whole thing. We won't read the whole thing, just a quick overview. Prahlad's education under Shukracharya's sons. So Hiranyakashipu wanted his son to get educated, so he puts the Sanda and Amarka. They lived in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. He sent them to teach Prahlad Maharaj. And I'm also thinking how, like Surya, he didn't even want to accept Shani. He just discarded him. He just neglected him. He threw him out of the kingdom. Then Chaya Devi, this is Chaya, by the way. The Surya still doesn't know it's Chaya. He's thinking it's still Sandhya, but Sandhya left her shadow, Chaya. And so Shani was born to Surya and Chaya. So that's why if you know the Shani mantra, it says Neelanjana Samabhasam Raviputra Yamagrajam Chaya Marthanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shaneshcharam. That's his mantra to invoke Shani Dev, because he's born out of Surya and Chaya, and he's the younger brother of Yama. Yama is the older son of Surya Narayan. And even in his case, mother educated Shani Dev. She used to go at night and stay with Shani, and she had to hide him until Shani was, I don't remember exactly, maybe 7 years old, something like that, 7 or 10. Until that time, Shani had to be hidden, kept in a forest without any sunshine, until Surya decides to take away the curse. But Shani, anywhere, wherever he is, with whichever planet Shani is, his drishti always makes the person humble, down to earth. He always, we can say materially, he doesn't let people enjoy. He'll always remind us of sense of responsibility, morality, like that. Similarly, Prahlad was very much in line of justice, dharma, responsibility, what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing. He didn't care that what Hiranyakashipu was thinking about himself. He's like, yeah, they're teaching me all this materialistic, atheistic philosophy, but he already had education from Narada. So Prahlad's education system was not affected by Sanda and Amarka, although there were other boy demons in the demon boys in the school. Prahlad Maharaj was affecting him instead. Every time they were learning material politics and morals and stuff, Prahlad Maharaj will teach them devotion and other values. So there was always a little bit of confusion for these boys. Prahlad, they love Prahlad. Everybody loves Prahlad. Everybody loved Prahlad. So that's the difference between Shani and Prahlad. Prahlad was so sweet. But Shani Devi, from very beginning, as a child, he was neglected, he was abandoned. And anytime the mother would cry because of the father or anybody, Shani will create a chaos because he couldn't tolerate justice. Whereas the difference is that Prahlad Maharaj, he was very gentle, very, very gentle. Shani Dev is known to be very straightforward, not so kind of gentle like that. But the straightforwardness is the same. Even Prahlad Maharaj was very straightforward. And Saturn is the most straightforward planet you will find in astrology as well. So Prahlad didn't like all this politics and all these things that they were teaching him. This is your friend, this is your enemy. He didn't like that. Similar also with Shani Dev, he didn't like all this, like Surya was saying, Devatas are superior, demons are inferior. And Prahlad, so later when Shani comes back and everything happens, they have an argument between the Devas. And Shani says, no, Deva and Manushya, Deva or Rakshasa doesn't matter in how you dress. It matters with your qualities. It matters about your character. So Prahlad Maharaj represents the demons in argument between each other about human beings and the decision made. Prahlad Maharaj is chosen. I'm sorry, I keep saying Prahlad. Shani Dev will be chosen in that dialogue to represent the demons. And similarly, like Prahlad Maharaj was chosen by the boys of the school to be their representative. Whatever they heard from Sanda and Amarka, they were like, okay, but what Prahlad said, it touched their heart more. So the point Prabhupada makes, and in this Bhagavatam section, is a devotee of the Lord always sees everyone as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And so he receives that blessing, that quality, and he never creates a situation of materialistic friendship or enmity. So that's why I was finding this connection between Prahlad Maharaj and Shani Dev. Everybody, like people usually don't like Shani. Oh, everybody's afraid of Shani. But actually, he's such a person that if we like him, if we like what he has to teach, he will be the best benefactor. He will protect, he will give shelter, he will give us strength to face all difficulties. But if somebody hates Saturn, which basically means like Hiranyakasipu or Surya in this case, they didn't like the fact to be humble or to hide the truth. Surya didn't want everybody to know that Shani is the sun. He wanted to hide it. And Hiranyakashipu didn't want others to hear that Prahlad Maharaj was reciting Narayana's name. He wanted his name to be, how do you call it, glorified. So there's a lot of that similarity and differences. So that's what I wanted to share. Any questions, any comments? I've been meditating on this relational dynamics between Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad, and Surya and Shani Dev. So I'll take the silence as nothing. So many examples we have in Bhagavatam where the parent or the superior becomes violent towards the child or the inferior dependent because of ego. Okay, so let's go ahead with our affirmation. Rasastali Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Affirmation 7. Krishna loves me despite my faults and sins. I open my heart to receive and accept his love, and I give myself the same love and affection that he gives me. Krishna sees the good in us, but because we know all our faults all too well, We may not think we are lovable. So we might have difficulty understanding why Krishna would love us. But he only sees the good in us and never forgets our service. So he is not looking at us like we are looking at ourselves. The fact is that Krishna cannot not love us. When Prabhupada accepted a fallen sannyasi back, the sannyasi was expecting to be rejected, like Krishna. Prabhupada told him, I can never forget your service. Prabhupada manifested Krishna's love to us in the form of acceptance, patience, and love. We can understand from this that Krishna treats us in the same way. Prabhupada was told by a devotee that she didn't think Krishna really cared about a relationship with her. He asked that if a doctor wanted to cut off your diseased finger, instead of healing it, telling you that you will still have 9 fingers left, would you want to save that finger? Krishna feels the same way about us. He wants a relationship with every one of us, even though he has unlimited devotees. We can more naturally and easily nurture self love by accepting the fact that Krishna cares about us, loves us, and wants a relationship with us. Let's look at what Prabhupada said about Krishna's love for us. Krishna comes and he wanted to re-establish that reciprocal exchange of love, which is called bhakti. You love Krishna and Krishna loves you. Krishna loves you even without your love. Otherwise, how you are eating? You cannot live even for a moment without Krishna's mercy. That's a fact. Lecture October 24, 1972. Similarly, Krishna comes here with a purpose. He comes here to reclaim these fallen souls. We are part and parcel. Krishna loves us more than we love him. We do not love him, but Krishna loves. Krishna loves every living being. He says, Sarva Yagneshu Kontanya Sambhavanti Maitreya. Bhagavad Gita 14.4. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and I am the seed-giving father. Lecture July 18, 1966. Krishna loves everyone because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. SB class, April 29, 1973. Srila Prabhupada wanted us to be ambassadors of Krishna's love. He wanted us to let people know that Krishna loves them, and he wanted us to show that love to them just as he showed that love to us. The direct process is Sarva Guhyatamam Bhaktya Shu Mi Paramana Paramam Vacha in Isto Si. I am disclosing this most confidential part of my instruction unto you. Isto Si, because I love you. Isto Si Mi Pradhan Iti, because I am confident that you are my confidential friend. Dhrimam iti tato vakshishami te hitam. Therefore, I am disclosing this to you. SB class, February 14, 1971. When Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, he is speaking to all of us. If we feel Krishna doesn't love us, we are actually saying Krishna loves every living entity in the universe except me, which of course makes no sense. In our workshops, we ask students to list ways in which Krishna shows his love to us. What follows are the most common responses we receive. Guides us from within, gives us devotee association, send Prabhupada, Prabhupada gave us his books, gives us guru, gives us service, gives us holy name, sends people to help us, comes as the deity to take our service, arranged that we met devotees, puts us in a situations to help us advance, give us abilities and intelligence, only sees our good qualities, only acts for our welfare, gives us freedom to choose them, gives us a change to go back to Godhead. Gives us a chance to go back to Godhead. Perhaps one of the most obvious but overlooked ways that Krishna loves us is his giving us guidance and realization. He knows what's going on in our lives and personally gives us the knowledge and realization we need to continue in our Krishna consciousness. He also took personal interest in us by guiding us out of Maya and into Bhakti. In a letter, Prabhupada wrote that Krishna is always guiding us as super soul. But due to our forgetfulness, we do not understand that Krishna is our everlasting friend. December 21, 1967. Despite this fact, we tend to question why Krishna would help and love fallen souls like us. This is because he is full of mercy. Krishna loves us not because of whom we are, but because of who he is. And Krishna doesn't love us because of what we have done, but because of what he has done, descended as Mahaprabhu to deliver us. Considering how much Krishna loves us, we have no right to refuse his love. Considering how much Krishna loves us, we have no right to not love ourselves. Refusing his love is like refusing to accept a precious gift from a lover. Don't be afraid to open your heart fully to Krishna's love. It's going to be difficult to love yourself if you can't feel his love. Hare Krishna. Very long affirmation.
Wow, I like
That's
that.
very beautiful.
Love us
Yes.
because of, he doesn't love us because of what we have done. He loves
Yeah.
us because of what he's
Because
done.
of
I
what
love.
he is. Yes.